So I want to talk about forgiveness. Yeah, you could also call it freedom because your freedom actually is connected to your ability to forgive. Forgiveness is strength, to be honest. If you don't have the mental strength, the inner strength also to forgive certain people, you can't forgive. I want to reflect with you on this concept of forgiveness, giving forgiveness to someone, and accepting forgiveness from someone. How do we forgive people who have hurt us so badly that the very idea of still being in contact with them is like the opening up of the wound all over again? How do you forgive people that are not willing to change? How do you forgive people that don't even think they have done you wrong? How do you forgive people that keep doing the same thing to you? And I have made my peace with this method I use in dealing with issue of unforgiveness in my life. Some may think it is not forgiveness because it entails the things I'm going to explain now, but I think it is forgiveness when you are able to remove the object of disruption from your life, when you're able to refuse to allow that object of disruption any further access to your personal space. Because I say this because many people say forgiveness, when you forgive someone, you should be able to be comfortable around them, you should be normal around them, you should be able to see them from afar and say hi with no strings attached. And I will not lie, I find that hard to do. I would fight within myself to be able to do it. If I had to do it, I would, but I wouldn't go out of my way to say hello to someone I am going through a hard time forgiving. So yeah, forgiveness, my method of dealing with forgiving people that I find very hard to forgive, that I find very obnoxious in their character or in the way they have dealt with me or my affairs. What I do is I pray about it, obviously, and after I've prayed, what I ask God to do is to give me the intelligence to know how to go about dealing with the forgiveness of that particular person, because the way I would forgive A is not the way I would forgive B. Obviously, the circumstances surrounding what has caused the problem in the first place will be different. Circumstances surrounding each person's case is different. So what I do is I ask God to help me to forgive Mr. A in the way that it will be acceptable to him, God, and it will be bearable for me, and it will be comfortable for Mr. B. So acceptable for God, bearable for me, comfortable for Mr. A. Did I say Mr. A or Mr. B? I don't know, for the person, basically. So when I do this, he always shows me a way. I have, for example, the father of my daughter. Because we share a child together, I battle so hard to forgive him for everything he put me through. But because I have to interact with him concerning my child, I have had to forgive him in a way that is not very conventional. Because if I had forgiven him, I would allow him to continue. What people say, if I had forgiven him, I wouldn't put some restrictions I have put around his interaction with myself and my daughter. But I don't totally agree, because there are people that are just very toxic. They are very dangerous to your mental stability. And just because you've forgiven them, you don't have to give them further access to your life. There are some who still need to have that access in the case of a child being involved. So you need to put barriers around that access that you give them. You need to ensure that they are not going to overstep their bounds as they did in the past, which caused the issue that has caused the unforgiveness in the first place. So I never knew how strong I was until I accepted an apology that was never given.